Maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
sometimes people survive it, and sometimes they're scarred by it, I guess. Remember, that was the whole deal with that James Bond villain, is he had bitten his, obviously it's James Bond, but he had bitten the capsule, and it had fucked his whole face up because he survived it, and then
was that the guy who's
captured and tortured?
Don't put it in your pocket.
Yeah,
Okay.
Different movie, but yeah, that's Javier Bardem.
No, it's the same movie. It's the same film.
Just imagine,
Mr. Bond, don't put that in your pocket, or it will become just a magical orb. I've never seen that movie. I don't know what it's about.
That's how he looks at it. He's like, ooh. And then
he
yeah, you nailed it. That's perfect. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie.
Dude, I want to rewatch No Country for Old Men. That movie is so fucking good. So good. The pacing is great. I like how slow it is at the start.
The third act, I don't like how it ends. It's not how I would have wanted it to end. It's how
would you have ended it, Kyle?
Man, I want the old timey shootout and everything. But if you watch a film theorist, a real buff, talk about No Country for Old Men, they'll start telling you that Javier Bardem's character isn't even there. That there is no Javier Bardem. That he's some sort of force of evil or something. That he's not.
He killed that guy in the police station in the beginning. He's real.
He kills a lot of people in the movie. He kills the guy who gave the.
I'm mixed on the ending.
Remember, he comes in, shoots the guy. He gave the Mexicans a transmitter. He thought that more hunting, would be. That's ridiculous. You picked the tool for the job.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That
guy's like, I see.
The ending wasn't perfect. I agree. Like something about it, I just couldn't put my finger on it. It seemed unfinished, even though I guess if you look carefully, there's a reflection in the doorknob or something, and he just decided to bug out of there and retire. But that is a fizzle. I agree. And on the other hand,
interaction, but our main character with the bag of money, he fizzles. He gets killed off screen by the gangsters with his wife in front of her. We don't get to see him. He doesn't get to defend himself. We don't even get to see it happen. We are told about it.
Yeah. So like on one hand, it's unsatisfying. On the other, if it was a shootout like every other movie made in Hollywood, would it be such a classic? If it was at the end, we did what you expected us to do, and either the good guy or the bad guy won, and like would that have been as good a movie?
I totally agree with what you're saying.
For me, it would have, because what makes it great to me is Javier Bardem's character, Bardem's character, and his ridiculous villain. And then Josh Brolin's character as this like man from a different time that I really admire. It's like, oh man, they wouldn't got one of them 1950s cowboys and made a movie about, like, brought him up into, I guess it's in the 70s though, based on the cars, 80s, early 80s. It's something in that time period based on the car. It feels like 80s tech too. I don't know. I like that movie a lot. And in the end, I'm liking it less and less and less. And then I don't mind the part that you mentioned, which is when Tommy Lee Jones' character goes to the motel and Javier Bardem is hiding inside the motel. He's been looking for the money, the briefcase, the satchel, and he's hiding behind the door. And Tommy Lee Jones' character does not walk into the room. And I'm sure that's meant to be not exactly taken literal. That's supposed to mean something. I don't care what it means. I'm okay with it, though. That doesn't bother me. I didn't like seeing Josh Brolin's character, or rather not seeing Josh Brolin's character get his full due, because he's been the smart guy this whole way through. He's the guy that when he closed the door, he's like, put a chair against that just in case. I mean, I have been fleeing across the country. I am a ghost in the wind, but I mean, I got $1 million in a bag and a gun next to me, and there's a hitman out there. Chair against the door. Yeah, let's hide the money up. That he's always thinking, and you watch him think. He shows you. He doesn't tell you when he's thinking and doing things. There's this scene where he opens the money the first time in the desert, and I can't remember what the line was, but Josh Brolin improvises, and if you can't call it improvisation, but it works so well. He's out there, dead Mexicans, cartel on the ground, bodies everywhere. He's been hiking. $1 million. Doesn't say that. I love it. I love that whole scene in the beginning where you've got this, man's man out there hunting for antelope, probably to eat. And he's come upon this situation that he's pretty well suited for. I think he may have been in Nam, which further kind of leans toward this being around the 80s. I love that movie. Then it fizzles. And I don't get It'd be like, he's like a Rambo type character. He's a.
You just muted,
we lost your audio. He's a Rambo type character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Kyle makes a lot of good points, but I just think if it had the typical ending of every other Western with a big shootout, that they'd have to do it in a really clever way. Because I'm thinking Tombstone ended well, and that was a shootout, but something about like Val Kilmer getting there before Wyatt Earp. I don't know my actors like Kyle does.
Yes.
Like it makes Tombstone a good movie, but it didn't just have the typical shootout that I was expecting. No Country for Old Men would have had to do something that I can't think of. I don't
Tombstone
know what that is.
had 3 or 4 great shootouts. You've got the shootout at the OK Corral. You've got when Wyatt Earp walks on water across that creek and breaks the ambush apart, turns the table on the others. And then you got when Michael Bihn's Ringo gets surprised by Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday showing up at the old oak tree. Johnny Ringo, look like you stepped out your grave.
It's not seen a ghost.
It's something like that. Something like that. And it's like, it's the only guy that Johnny Ringo's been afraid of this whole fucking movie. The thinking man's assassin fucking rogue. Doc Holliday's such a fun character.
They speak in Latin back and forth. You're like, whoa, the bad guys have one too. Like, it's cool.
See that, honey? That's Latin. He is an educated man. Now I really hate him.
Yeah,
great.
He does the thing with the cup.
I've heard great things about Tombstone.
What? You haven't seen Tombstone?
No, I haven't. One of my least favorite brands of frozen pizza.
Well,
even worse than Jack's somehow. Tombstone. Does that have Clint Eastwood?
No.
It has John Wayne.
Are you being a problem right now on purpose? Are you fucking with me?
In a way, but also I don't know who's in Tombstone. I thought that Clint Eastwood was a good guess, and John Wade's a good guess too.
Kurt Russell.
It's Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. Wait.
Now he was in
Top Gun.
Top Gun. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Top Gun. I will at some point see Top Gun. What else is he from other than Top Gun? Val Kilmer.
You want a list? Like,
is he from Rocky?
Kiss, Bang Bang.
Is he from Rocky?
No, he's not from Rocky.
I haven't seen Rocky, so I don't know.
All right.
Now he's kidding, right, Kyle?
No, I haven't seen Rocky. I haven't seen any of them.
He hasn't seen Rocky. He hasn't seen any of them.
Did you have a TV growing up?
Yeah.
He's like a Romanian immigrant. Sometimes I think he's a fucking Soviet spy that they like ditched because the Cold War ended and they forgot
my movie
about
knowledge. Realistically, if I had to estimate my percent of movie knowledge compared to Kyle's, I might say 5%. Kyle really may have seen 20 movies for every one I've seen.
Not only has Kyle seen a lot of movies, but he has somehow they stick in his memory.
His recall is
most.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't remember fucking J.K. Simmons' real name, but it's J.K. Simmons. Do you know who J.K. Simmons is?
Yes, We Are Farmers.
The author of Harry Potter. Everyone knows that.
When he's like, drum faster, I'm a big bully. And I saw that drum movie with him in it, and it was entertaining, but it was hard to take seriously because at the end of the day, he's a guy who's like
J.J. Jameson from Spider-Man. That's how I know.
Yes. Yeah. But that drumming movie, that music movie wasn't great. It kept me entertained.
I didn't watch talking about Drumline. What movie is this?
He's basically like the head of a chorus or some shit, the band, and everyone's like, we all want to. You have to work really hard to be in this guy's troupe, and he walks in semi jacked. And no, I haven't seen Rocky, but I've seen this. Yeah,
you've seen Drumline. It's probably like Drumline 3: The Reckoning too.
That's what it's called. Yeah, it wasn't good because
I've never seen Drumline, but Sharknado 2 was a winner.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one either.
Well, you're very upsetting to talk to about this sort of thing. Dude,
I love talking about movies with Kyle because I can just be totally honest of my ignorance and it frustrates you.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of pop culture. It's my favorite thing. I love it. I love the art of it. It's beautiful to me. It's I like playing that. Is it 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever? When you try to connect people, I love doing that in my head. That's a fun game to kill time.
I told you like a while back that I've never seen Ghostbusters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that one got you pretty good.
Yeah, because it's a real fundamental piece of comedy starring some of the greatest of all time in this weird mishmash of cocaine-fueled comedy gold, just written and helmed by Harold Ramis.
I don't think
I'm not going to go through
it. Up. I loved Ghostbusters because it came out when I was the right age for it. But I think if you watch it now, you'd be like, yeah, it's maybe overrated.
I watched it last year. I watched it in 4K. It was beautiful. And no, I like it. I still like it. I like Bill Murray a lot. And some people find him to be, I don't know. They also don't like Chevy Chase, that sort of smartest guy in the room, too cool for class, even though he's an ugly, chubby guy,
Bill Murray in particular. Like, look, I like Bill Murray because he's somehow the smartest guy in the class, like you said, without being an asshole, in my opinion. But it also is like, where is your humility? You couldn't get laid in high school. I don't know. Maybe he's got the riz, but I just see Bill Murray as, you shouldn't be that happy with yourself when you're ugly.
I think it's usually a character, I guess, but it's just sort of like what you take from him. But anyway,